What's up, guys? It's Techno Tuner again. I'm back today with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be bringing to you what I play at locals, which is White Forest Azamina Toy Box. It's one of the more fun yet competitive deck builds I play from time to time. It's really explosive onto what it can do, depending on the hands you get. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So, we're going to go ahead and start with 3 LZ of the White Forest. Now this card is pretty great. It basically is a free special summon as long as you send a spell or trap from your field or hand to the graveyard, because then it lets you add a White Forest card from your deck to your hand. Up next, we got Sylvie of the White Forest. This is our spell or trap searcher, so it allows us to get more access to our White Forest spells or traps. It's also a level 4 tuner that can recur itself as long as we have the one of the White Forest synchros in the graveyard. Up next, I play 1 Esteller of the White Forest and 1 Rukia of the White Forest. These two are good extenders. Rukia basically lets you special summon her as long as you control a White Forest monster, and you can send a spell or trap to draw 1 card. Esteller, when it's normal or special summon, you can send a spell or trap card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and then special summon a White Forest monster from your deck. So if you have Esteller, it's a great way to get into Sylvie. Next, I have LZ Azamina of the White Forest. This card is just a general great extender unto itself, where basically, if you reveal it and another White Forest card, you can special summon either it or the White Forest card, which can be very beneficial. It also lets you quick fusion with another monster on your board, as long as the materials are correct. However, if the card is sent as synchro material, you can definitely add 1 Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand. So it's another way to get more access to Deception and other cards. Alright, so we'll go ahead and move on into the newer cards, or newer monsters, I should say, for this deck. Up next is Diabellstar, Vengeance, and Diabeels the White Witch. Now, these two, I only run one of because they do eat up a lot of resources. Diabellstar, you have to banish a spell and a trap from your hand or graveyard to special summon it. Then you can pay half your life points, target 1 card your opponent controls, and destroy it. However, if there is another Diabell monster on the field, you can special summon 1 Tuner Synchro monster, whether it's Illusion or Spellcaster, from your extra deck. The other part of this 2 set cards is Diabeels. She basically allows us to send a spell or trap and special summon her. Once she's special summoned to your field, you can send 1 Sinful Spoils or Diabell card from your deck to the graveyard. So this will let you send your Philia Diabell or the trap to get other effects going, so you can get the Diabellstar Vengeance. Then moving forward, I play 2 Diabellstar the Black Witch. It's basically a way to get our Sinful Spoils cards onto the field, depending on our interaction that we need. It's really great special summon for a level 7. We have our Toy Box engine, which is 2 Toy Soldier, 1 Toy Tank. This is really nice because Toy Tank can let me revive back a Bestial or level 6 as long as it's being tributed off the board. Toy Soldier, when it's special summoned from the graveyard or normal summoned while Toy Box is on the field, lets me get a light level 4, so that could be Sylvie or Rukia, to allow me to just keep going with my plays. It's also really great because it lets me go into my level 8s or go into Chaos Angel if I have a Bestial on board. Speaking of Bestials, I play the 1 Bestial Magnemite, the 1 Bestial Druid Swarm, 1 Bestial Baldrake, and the 1 Bestial Saronir. This is just great because it gives me a wide range of things that I can do. Magnemite to search, Saronir to send, Baldrake and Druid Swarm are more for clearing board issues. It's really nice in those aspects. All right. Then up next, we have the spells. I got a lot of them. Got Hallowed Azamina, Azamina Debtors, 2 Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Now, this is just our base Azamina spell set. We play the 1 Hallowed because it allows us to send any of our Sinful Spoils cards to the graveyard from hand or field to basically go directly into a Azamina fusion. Debtors, we basically tribute a monster to then add Hallowed or Azamina Debtors or an LZ Azamina of the White Forest from deck to hand, which is a great way to continue off with our effects if we need them. Azamina Debtors, it's basically Hallowed Azamina in a quick play spell, but the other side of it is if it's in the graveyard, it lets us, I believe, yeah, you get to banish it and then target 1 Azamina monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's a great way to recur from the graveyard, letting you continue on further on. On top of this, for the other spells that I do play 3 Wanted Seeker of the Sinful Spoils. This card is just a way to recur materials that are in the graveyard by banishing them. If it's a Sinful Spoils card, we can banish it, place the other Sinful Spoils card on the bottom of the deck, and then draw one. However, this is a way to get us directly to Diabell Star, which can then start our combo. Next, I play 3 Witch of the White Forest. This is just our White Forest Searcher. Yes, when you do activate it, you cannot summon anything but light monsters for the rest of the turn. However, you can target 1 White Forest monster you control. It is treated as a tuner for the turn, so this basically turns our level 2s into tuners, allowing us to go up further. That we do have additional ones, which are Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, Tales of the White Forest, and Phyla Diabell. Sinful Spoils of the White Forest and Tales of the White Forest, these 2 are recurable, where if they are sent to activate a monster effect, they can reset themselves to the board. The best part about Sinful Spoils being a quick play during your opponent's turn, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster using materials on your board, or special summon 1 Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster monster from your hand, so it can be an interruption or a way to move forward. Tails is just our White Forest Searcher if we don't have Witch of the White Forest. Phyla Diabell, it's basically allows us to get either Diabells or Diabell Star Vengeance from our deck to our hand if our opponent controls a monster. But if they do control that monster, we can special summon it instead. If it's banished, you can make all Diabell Star or Diabell monsters you currently control gain 500 attack, which is really nice for the board because getting over 25 and 2800 attack monsters is kind of easier nowadays with Blue Eyes roaming. The last set of spells that I do play are 3 Toy Box. This is just because I do like the Toy Box engine. It's very recurable. It allows me to continue on with my plays. And it gives me attack negations if I can't get them set until the end of main phase, which can be very beneficial. The other side effect of that is being able to use them as, well, White Forest or, yeah, White Forest material so I can summon more stuff. Finally, for traps, outside of hand traps, I play 1 Woes of the White Forest and 1 Curse of Diabell. Woes of the White Forest is pretty nice. Allows me to special summon or synchro summon during my opponent's turn. And then Curse of Diabell, if I control 2 or more Diabell monsters, I can send 1 monster I control to the graveyard, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. And then if it's sent to the graveyard or banished from hand or deck, you can add 1 Diabell spell and trap from your deck to your hand, except Curse. So this is what I would use to go directly into Phyla Diabell. As for hand traps, I only play 6, which is 3 Infinite Impermanence and 3 Ash Blossom. I don't really have a lot of room in this deck build for hand traps. If you do want to do more hand traps, I recommend cutting the Toy Box engine. That'll give you at least 5 more slots, probably to run 3 Perulia or Fualos and 2 of another. In my case, I would run probably either Effect Veiler or one of the other Molcharmies. All right. Finally, moving into the extra deck. We're going to go straight into the Azamina stuff, as you can tell. We play 1 Azamina Sylvia, that's our Omni Negate. 1 Azamina Recligo. I know I just butchered that name. Anyways, this is our Sinful Spoils or Azamina Searcher. Yeah. So it's really great to get out if you're looking to continue on with your plays. Then we have some board clear or board placement with Snake Eyes Doom Dragon and Azamina Moa Reclio or Regina. These 2 are really great. I usually summon them with their actual effects. With Reclio or Regina, I summon off of Saint Azamina usually as a interruption to pop 2, which is really nice. Then I play Guardian Chimera and Saint Azamina. Saint Azamina has a great effect when it's special summon. You can summon any of the Azaminas from your extra deck to your board, which is really nice because it lets me get Moa Regina out onto the board if I need to get rid of 2 cards, or if I need to continue on with my play, I could just go into Mu Recligo. Or if I just want to set the Omni Negate without having to use any more resources, I just set Sylvia. Guardian Chimera is just a big body that is very nice when you have the fusion engrave. And it allows you to pop 2 or draw 2 depending on what you use. Up next, we got the Synchros. We got Poplar of the White Forest, which is really nice. Basically lets you set 2 White Forest cards or White Forest monsters in your back row as spell and traps face up. Now that's another way you can go into Snake Eyes Doom Dragon by sending those 2 and allowing you to continue on. You have Reclia, Sister Soul of the White Forest. This is a great way to get more of your spells and traps rolling along with White Forest monsters. Then you got Silvera, which is a Book of Moon on summon, which is really nice. We have Diabelle, Queen of the White Forest. She is the way that we usually get our tuners out of the deck. So this is a way that I would usually summon her during my turn, then the following turn during my opponent's. If they activate anything, I usually go for Silvera to place everything face down as an interruption. Or in this case, now since we have Poplar, I can use Poplar to summon, place 2 White Forest in the back row for extensions next turn to go into Doom Dragon. Or, what's even better, I can take White Forest of Poplar, or Poplar of the White Forest, and Diabelle, and quick synchro into Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. Now, this card's really nice as well. Basically becoming a quick effect Flamberge, allowing us to place 1 face-up monster on the field or in either graveyard as a spell or trap as a continuous spell. Also, this card cannot activate its effect until the next turn. During the battle phase, you can target 1 monster and 1 continuous spell on the field, destroy them. So, yes, you don't get to activate that effect, but still the placement of any troublesome monster in the back row is really nice. Now, what I play for a level 10, it's pretty simple. It's Chaos Angel. I like it because if I'm stuck with a Toy Box monster or a level 4 tuner and a Bestial, it lets me go directly into Chaos Angel for a quick banish, and it keeps all my monsters alive during battle phase. Up next, we finally have the Lynx. This is basically where I go a little more wide with some of my plays. First up, I have Cross Sheep. This card does a lot for the deck. If you fusion summon with Azamina, you can revive back one of your White Forest monsters or Toy Box monsters and go into a synchro with it and another White Forest monster if you have the tuner on the board. Up next, I have Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians. Given the amount of spells and traps we play in this deck, it's actually really nice to have that to recur back a spellcaster. So in this case, if I need to, I can recur back either Myreclia or Silvera if they're in the graveyard, or I can go directly into my Diabell Star monster just to get a Sinful Spoils set. Then finally, I play the one access code talker just for a game finish. It goes up to 5,300 given Celine, or 4,300 given Cross Sheep. Just being able to get through tougher boards or bigger monsters. Being able to send by banishing either of those two from the graveyard is really nice as well. But anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for staying with me. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and there'll be more to come.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?